Hey, good, thanks. How are you guys doing? Good to be on the show.
Awesome.
Oh,
Ashley, how's lekker by die see, as they say?
yeah, I didn't. Listen, this was just supposed to be a once-off help out. It's getting a bit tiring now that I have to help you guys out every single time.
No, listen. As one of our sponsors, you've definitely have stepped up to the plate and definitely pulled through for us. So, guys, yes, it is Thursday night, and no, we are not racing, but we are doing something a little bit different this evening. We are looking at our season 3 roundup, so we're going to be talking about what's happened through the season. Um, Talking to some of our sponsors, going through some of the experiences with the drivers. As you can see, we have Terry Wolford with us. We're going to be meeting the new SARCO team. It's the first team that SARCO has had for 2020. We've got something that's brewing on in the background, as well as some behind the scenes prepping that has been done for the new season, season 4. What do you guys think about that?
Well, then I'm quite excited about it. I know you've been working hard behind the scenes to put everything together for us, and yeah, there's some exciting stuff coming up, and yeah, please share with us perhaps later on in this little promo of us.
No, 100% aware. I definitely will do that. I'm not sure if anyone has a link to the YouTube channel. I unfortunately cannot see it because I don't have my other laptop here. Lacadillin. Okay, okay. I've just managed to click a button and it all opened up. So, yes, just let us know that you can hear us loud and clear, guys. It's always good to make sure that the stream is coming through clearly. Um, Actually, I just wanted to check, Malcolm, has he arrived yet? And are we able to get him in? Because I think what we need to do is, let's just start off and kick off the show with our sponsors this evening. Malcolm from Deliver Your Parcel has actually given us an absolutely amazing service. What will be happening going forward is that SARCO will be the new, SARCO will be using Deliver Your Parcel as our preferred courier of choice. Guys, we will be putting up those links up in the description below. We are streaming live to both Facebook and YouTube, so please check out for those.
I'm just waiting for Malcolm to come in.
All right, 100%. So while we are doing that, Ashley, you are one of our sponsors through NASCAR Executive IT. You sponsor essentially what the new SARCO website was, which we launched at the beginning of season 3. Just can you give us a little bit of your involvement with SARCO?
Well, yes, we are a small artsy company based in East London, and when I first joined up with Sarco, I saw that you guys were needing some help in the technical department, so I gladly offered my services, and I think it's just grown from there. Basically, what we offer is IT support for the local companies here. We do Office 365 for business, your G Suite products from Google. We host domains, and now we into web design, and we have one of the best graphics designer in East London who's joined us. His name is Christo, and he has helped put together a fantastic website for Sarco. And yeah, I'm hoping to do a lot more business with him in the future and with Sarco.
No, 100%. So we do know that there are some developments coming through SARCO and specific on the website, so we definitely are going to be keeping him very busy. Terry, we are just waiting for Malcolm to join us. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get the guys from VX Gaming to join us this evening. Unfortunately, they were busy, but they do send the apologies. So while we're waiting for Malcolm, Terry, let's just jump into you. We had you join us as COVID essentially started. And we got a frantic message, and I suppose it's just through the online racing that our friendship has essentially been built, even though we keep joking about how our lives were so close, but they never actually crossed. And you've got my son's G29, who he constantly asks me about. But just in terms of the online experience, how's online racing treated you while you haven't been able to race?
Yeah, well, firstly, I think I better give a shout out to Chase. Thanks, Boyke, for lending me your wheel and pedals. You'll get them back soon. Yeah, Dill, I think, if I go back to when, the last day of before lockdown was implemented, we, sort of phoned you and said, geez, what do I need? I mean, and I don't think anyone expected this lockdown to last this long anyway.
Yeah.
And I remember rushing around frantically trying to find a PlayStation, and geez, we didn't know a thing. And next minute I pulled a couple of other of the racing guys in, and next minute we all of a sudden we had guys like Brandon and Vaughan and them from Formula V. We had Tyler and Robert who raced Super Hatch, and then obviously a few other guys, MD and that have all pulled in, and then not to forget Andrew Vaughan, who racing and representing Race Day TV.
Most definitely.
And I think next minute, we were all up and running, and Ash very kindly assisted us because getting a PS4 and setting up games, and it's quite involved with getting network and that sort of thing sorted out, got us all running. And now, I mean, it's when are we racing? Monday nights, Thursday nights, Sundays. I think we've been sitting till 1 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday with we're all stuck at home. So
yeah,
I think
100%.
it's sort of kept. I say it nicely. I mean, I'm sitting here with the spotlights on me because I literally have got spotlights on. I'm sitting here with load shedding happening, but it's definitely kept the sanity in place, and it's been a challenge because it does take a bit of getting used to.
100%.
But I think we all battled. I think the one guy that came in quite good was Brandon from the word go. But you know what? I think I'll tell anyone out there, there's nothing better than just getting on, chatting with some guys and actually doing some racing, and the guys are good. So, thanks for embracing and, your patience to help us all to get
It's only been a pleasure.
set up and I think SARCO will only go forward now. I think there's good things happening.
No, that's really good to hear. Thank you very much for that, Terry. And just in terms of like your online community versus real life, I think that is Malcolm who's calling me. Malcolm, Malcolm, we need you in the Discord, dude. We are live. We'll see you in the Discord. So what I was saying is just in terms of your views from an online community versus the real racing community, are there similarities or are they vastly different?
I think that the setup in the games and things like that apply. It's all about how you make the car work. The one thing that when you're sitting talking to 15 other guys while you're busy racing, that's the one thing we don't have. But the dynamics is slightly different. They talk about that in seats in the pants feel.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that I think maybe was missing for a couple of us. We had to learn what the car was doing through the feedback on the steering wheels, and it's taken a bit of adjustments. But I think anyone out there can do it. I mean, I take my hat off to Troy, who's part of SARCO, as well as Brandon.
Brandon DeSantos,
These guys are not even racing in chairs with rigs, with wheels and that. They're racing on remotes. So, I want to put it out there that you don't have to have a fancy steering wheel or anything like that to come and join us.
Yeah, awesome. There's Malcolm. Malcolm, how's it? We can now see you.
Finally.
Yes, indeed. So, guys, we just want to introduce you to Malcolm. So Malcolm is the man behind Deliver Your Parcel. How are you doing?
Like, can you 8:30 is 9:05 when you charge you extra for the hour? Charge by the minute.
No, and I get that and appreciate it. Unfortunately, we did have some load shedding, and it's not like the stuff that happens behind the scenes just happens. It takes some time to get it to where we are, but we do appreciate you coming in to talk to us and taking you out of your busy schedule, so thank you very much. Malcolm, just in terms of Deliver Your Parcel, what is it that you're actually offering your customers in terms of a service here in South Africa?
Look, from our side, basically, we're a typical courier company, But what we do from our side is we don't own a vehicle. We don't have a single vehicle on the road. So we've basically signed up with a major consortium logistics company in South Africa. We've got preferential rates.
Okay.
And because the previous company I worked for, which I've signed up with, I've got preferential rates. So I speak directly to top management. So I don't have the excuses, blah, 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 blah. I don't have to deal with staff issues.
Yep.
And that is why we've excelled in our business, is because, when you own a courier company and you've got vehicles on the road, you basically focus, your main focus is the vehicles on the road.
Got you, yes.
I've created this where my focus is my customers, because I don't have to worry about my vehicles on the road, because I don't own a vehicle on the road. I focus on my customers, and I relate issues back to my agent. So he's explained to me at the end of the day, because he invoices me for every collection and delivery, and that is where we have told in the industry, is because our core focus is customers.
No, 100%. And just, we know that some of the community members from SARCO, they have used your services, and we've just got great feedback, and we'd just like to say thank you very much for the service. Thank you very much for the sponsorship that you've given us, and going forward, that the prizes that we will be sending out to each of the drivers this evening will all be coming from Deliver Your Parcel. So, Malcolm, thank you very much.
100%. Thanks, Dawn. I appreciate being a part of your whole consortium, business, blah, 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 blah.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Get on a track and fucking race a car.
Hey, this is Coconuts. Do you mind?
In a car and race.
All right, cool. Malcolm, thank you so much. We'll chat to you soon, and we'll definitely get those parcels delivered through to you. So, guys,
cool.
shots.
Thank you, Malcolm.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Thanks, Malcolm.
Code Coconuts, Malcolm. Code Coconuts. Don't worry. We'll we'll definitely take that offline. So, guys, next we're going to be talking to the Hills brothers, and that is Vaughan and Brandon. We just have some questions that we'd like to ask them. As Terry had mentioned, is that they did join us through... Malcolm, you've got to turn your camera off. We can still see you.
Can you still see me?
Jaden, help! Jaden, help!
Okay.
So, guys, this is what happens when you choose a live TV over something, and we know that...
Can you still see me?
Yes, you need to push the disconnect button.
Yeah, this is unfortunately we have no control of people that we interview.
So, yes, Johan VDV, they do deliver here in South Africa. We see that the Brothers Hills are now joining us. We know that... Yeah, guys, you'd have to turn the TV off in the background there, please. Yeah! Check that hit! I'll definitely give you a round of applause for that, Brandon. That is tops.
That's brilliant.
Listen, you're going to have to just go a little bit back. I don't want you hitting your camera. Vaughan, can you hear us?
I can, yes.
That is
video on, Vaughan.
Fantastic. Just push that little green button on the bottom there, and then we'll get you going. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, gentlemen, Terry did mention earlier on that you guys do race Formula Vs. Vaughan, I've actually driven one of your previous cars, and that was absolutely fantastic. Let's talk online racing. Brandon, we'll start off with you, but both of you essentially joined, or Brandon, you joined us through the Formula V8, and Vaughan, you started later because you just had to get yourself a wheel, but once the wheel was up and running, you definitely embraced it. Online careers. Brandon, let's start with you. How has the online career been treating you?
Real good, man. I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear.
Perfect.
Okay, no, cool. It's actually been real fun. I was thinking today when you said you want to chat to us that we started racing PlayStation also with a remote for a very long time, and then Project Cars 2 came out and we sort of just lost touch with it. And then obviously I heard Terry saying lockdown started and we all just got back into it. And then to join a community like with you guys, it just makes everything awesome. To learn how all these cars work and all the setup you can do to these things and how the game works, and it's just become fantastic. And as everyone else does, we've been putting hours into this and been going on, and it's just, I don't know, we spend more time in these simulators now than for a lot of things, which might be a problem, but it's good fun. It's real good fun.
No, awesome. And then to you, Vaughan, it looks like you have got stuck there, but so we are hoping that you are able to hear us. You did qualify in the Bravo tier, but with your current results is that you have been promoted to the Alpha tier. Will we see a Racing Boots hill style?
I think we might have lost him.
Yeah. Well, guess what? I did say in my message earlier, Brandon, is that if we can't hear him, you're going to have to speak for him.
No problem. It would actually be great to have to race with my brother, as long as we don't bump each other and take each other out. That's always the best. I mean, our last V race, I actually drove into the back of him and caused some damage. It wasn't great. So if we can avoid that, it would be excellent.
I think I even commented on it, and it was a picture of Morgan looking at you, and it was one of those, it's not that I'm upset, I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, it happens often, actually.
Hey,
He's back.
Okay, are you back? Awesome.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sorry.
Dylan, can I just butt in there? Brendan, from your experience driving the Formula V's to racing and project cars, what similarities did you find between the two?
Quite a lot in terms of you need to keep concentrating and you need to keep knowing what you're doing. The actual racing here on the online is a lot longer, so you actually need to concentrate more and understand more about tire wear, where our races in the V are 12 laps and it's 15 minutes, and yes, there is tire wear that creates issues and so forth, but yeah, you just got to concentrate a whole lot longer, and it just it brings those concentration levels, I think, towards the real life a lot more as well, which is awesome.
No,
And do you think it actually improves your whole racing experience or racecraft?
Well, we actually went testing 2 Wednesdays ago, and I was a lot slower again on the track, so I think it made me worse.
Were you pulling for pedals there?
no
Maybe
more lap times
maybe
today.
yeah, and maybe the fear factor came back in real life, where you don't have it at all.
And
Okay,
then,
cool.
we see that you are back with us, Vaughan. And guys, I must apologize. I don't know how many times I coconutted it up talking about Brandon and then talking about Vaughan between the different races. So I do apologize. Vaughan, with you now going to be moving up into the Alpha tier, just in terms of brotherly rivalry, is there a rivalry between you, or is it more support?
Well, there's always you always want to be the fastest heels on the planet, so there's definitely some rivalry on the track. I think once the green light goes and your helmet's on, there's no brothers. He becomes a competitor. But yeah, off the track, it's support, help, and again, it's you want to be the fastest heels on the planet.
No, and look, even the rivalry that I have with my own teammates is that for you to win, you got to beat your teammate first, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Guys, absolutely. Thank you so much. And just in terms of your online careers, will they continue now that we are getting closer and closer to the real world racing?
Yeah. From my side, definitely. It's a whole new experience, a whole new bunch of people to meet. So yeah, from my side, I'm in, and I'll do it for as long as I can.
No, awesome. And you, Brandon?
Yeah, for sure. We're going to stick around and see what we can do. There's some guys that are really good at this, and we want to challenge them a bit too. So let's stick in there.
No, awesome.
Exactly.
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us and just sharing some of the stories. Next, we are going to be talking to the two Andrews.
Pleasure, gents.
They've had an absolute
Cheers,
crack of
guys.
a season. So we'll get them in shortly. Cheers, guys. Thank you so much.
I'll catch up with you guys now.
Cool. Thanks, Terry. Cheers, man.
Cheers.
So actually, while we wait for Andrew to come in, you actually joined us. It was near the end of last year. Am I correct?
Yes, I think it was somewhere around there. Actually, I heard about you guys through a friend of mine, Craig. You probably know him from the Yugi's Finest.
From looking in my rearview mirror.
Yeah, or bumping you off the track or something to that effect.
Oh, goodness.
He introduced me and he told me all about you guys, and I did some research and found a little bit more about Facebook, and I came in joining, and I think also started in the Bravo tier and got beaten up a bit a couple of times, but it was awesome. It was fantastic, and I was hooked right from the beginning.
No. Awesome. We do have Andrew and Andrew that have now joined us. And when I sent the messages out, I did want to specifically pick on the two Andrews, because from the first race that they had, it seemed like there was definitely either a bromance going to be starting or a full-on rivalry.
I think we struck a happy medium.
Yeah, I think it's a happy medium more than a bromance.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Awesome. So Andrew Brojan, we'll start off with you because we've got Andrew A and Andrew H, or the horn dog, hot dog is how it's eventually started coming through. But Andrew, myself and yours, and between yourself and I, we've actually we go back all the way to GT6 days. We've done some karting together, and you no longer live in South Africa, but you're still stuck around racing with SARCO. What is that main reason that keeps you racing with us?
You know what, I think first of all, I think it's just keeping in touch with just like-minded people and people that I can relate to. And definitely I think having some rivalry that goes back years and years puts a little bit of added pressure onto the racing. But that's, I think, what keeps me back, is just keeping in touch with good old friends and friends that I've never met but I've got to know during the online experience. That's really, really cool.
Yeah, 100%. And you basically just opened the door for my next question, which is now going to go to Andrew. So, Andrew, you've now met new guys that you have absolutely no idea who they are. You know them as a PSN ID, yet you've spent hours and hours racing with them, talking to them, and essentially creating a friendship, but behind no face.
Yeah, from that point of view, it's a bit strange, but I think SARCO seems to attract similar, as Andrew said, like-minded people, and I think that makes it so easy. Terry and Tyler and Robert and Brandon and I, we create a chat party after our Bravo tier race.
And send me the freaking invites.
I've got nothing to do with that. Nothing.
But that means you know that they happen then.
I know nothing. And, just to sit and chat to people is great. I bought a PlayStation just before lockdown, probably about a month before, and it sat in a corner largely because, you're working, and we were prepping racing cars at the time to go and do the South African Endurance Series. And when lockdown hit, it was a case of, well, I better get used to this thing. And it really has become my best friend through this whole experience. And, getting to know all you guys and doing all the racing that we do has been absolutely phenomenal and so much fun. So much fun.
No, awesome. And just in terms of the beginning of the season between yourself and Andrew, is that we definitely, and I keep talking about this rivalry, but it's because each week is that one of you would be on top and the other would then be following. And I think we got to race 4 and your points were just about tied. Andrew did unfortunately not finish the entire season. But in terms of how close it got between you and the actual racing itself was absolutely phenomenal. And the one thing that I picked up is that you create this rivalry, but through this respectful driving. And I think that's what really, really got to me, is that how you race hard, but you race fairly.
I think that's so important, in any form of racing. If you don't have respect for each other, or, if you've made a mistake, you've got to sort of concede it. Don't try and impede the other guy. And also, when you're racing sort of tenths apart, it just makes it so much better. And I must take my hat off to Andrew and say thank you for all the clean racing and the battles. It was absolutely brilliant. It was great to race on those terms.
Thank you, Andrew. But I think likewise back to you. I think I gave you the nickname of the skull pull by the end of the season, because he's just meticulous and as consistent as anyone I've ever seen on this. I mean, I get flustered and my ADD kicks in, and I'm trying to keep it on the track, and this Andrew just sits behind you waiting for that 1 second mistake, and then but that's the respect that you build up on track, knowing how other ride drivers react, and you're able to just be patient and wait for it. And I think that's what makes it so interesting and really so entertaining.
Awesome. When just between the racing from yourselves, we could not have asked for anything more, especially from a commentator side. So, guys, absolutely fantastic. So, just before we let you go, Ashley, and before we get Stephen Dodge in, do you have a question for the guys?
Yeah, I was going to say, thanks for giving us such a great show. And I do apologize to the horn dog for maybe mispronouncing your name at some point and saying hot dog. But
Ash, it's your fault. When we come racing in East London, I'm expecting a beer.
For sure. I'll definitely buy you one.
Okay.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you for all you guys do, and for all the time and effort and energy you put in. I think what you've created is something really, really special. And to NASCOM and to deliver your parcel, it's awesome to have those guys on board, because they really make it. They make it awesome, and it's been such a pleasure to be a part of. And I'm looking forward to the new season and the new direction SARCO is taking. I think it's going to be exciting.
All I can say is stick around. We've got some videos coming.
Oh,
Thank you very much, everybody.
Cool, Andrew. Thank
Cool.
you, Andrew. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Andrew. See you on the track.
For sure. Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.
Cool.
Okay, so I've just given Stephen the invite, so he should be joining us shortly. And as I said, come in. Stephen, can you hear us?
Got you loud and clear just around now. Sorry, I've been watching on the YouTube stream, watching there, and things are a little bit delayed. But hello, good evening, and how's it, guys? Are you doing well?
We are absolutely fantastic. We were slightly delayed due to my stage 2 load shedding, and obviously when the power comes on, it's not about everything just turns on and it's all ready. That there's lots of steps that need to be put in place to make sure that the stream is up and running.
Fun times.
Yeah, so I think that was my record, 19 minutes to get from power on to pushing the button, live stream ready. Man, oh man, that was crazy.
That's impressive. I think what we should consider
But it is
doing
not
is
the
having
precedent
you
going
race in the
forward.
next series.
That is not the precedent going forward, I'm just saying.
Okay. Oh well. I don't know about you, Ashley, but I think we should have Dylan racing in the next series, and maybe considering that load shedding is going to be around for a while, perhaps we can get a. Let's see if we can turn that on. There we go. That's better. Perhaps we can get a prize going for Mr. Hall, a generator. Maybe we can get somebody to sponsor a generator for Dylan. How about that?
Even if it's an inverter, I mean, inverters nowadays will be able to run probably Dylan's rig for at least 3 hours. So if we could get some sponsors for that, I've had a look around. We're probably looking around about 10,000 Rand. But I'm sure if everybody clubs in, we can pick up something decent for him.
Guys,
How
I'll tell you
about
what.
several hamsters on a wheel? Several hamsters and several wheels.
No,
I think that
awesome.
might
Maybe we
work.
should chase on a bicycle, and then you can maybe sit on a bicycle.
That could
and
work.
It might make commentary a
I'm
bit
sure the little
difficult on
guys
his
got
side.
full of it.
It might make commentary a little bit difficult. And here comes Andrew Owen. He's on the main straight.
Crazy.
You can see how that's going to go. You can see how that's. I think I might fall out of my chair in laughter if that is the case. But you know, going back to the commentary, I mean, this season I've had my own power and internet problems, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to sort them out before we start with season 4. Things are looking on the upside. I've got some hope to try and sort that out. But in terms of the racing that I was able to participate in and commentate on, it was fantastic. It's superb racing. It really is, because this is going to be a reality for quite some time, I think, until such time as COVID dies down. And even after that, the online racing community is going to continue. The pandemic has resulted in a change to the way of life for so many people,
Most definitely.
and that means that online racing and esports in general is going to become a lot more prevalent than it was before the pandemic came along. So I'm looking forward to even better racing to come. They're going to have a lot more people getting involved. You're going to have a lot more professionals getting involved as well, seeing as though all of the major professional racing leagues hold virtual races this year as well. And I think it's not long before we see a lot of the big names from the series, the likes of Le Mans, the 24 Hours of Le Mans, doing a virtual
which they're
24 Hours
already
of Le Mans.
doing. Yeah, they're already on that, already doing that. So yeah, 100%.
Yeah, exactly, and I mean that'll be running alongside the traditional 24 Hours of Le Mans. I mean that's happening next month. So virtual racing is going to be a thing, and it will continue to be a thing for a long time to come. And just the racing on display from the likes of Mr. Christopher Radloff, from Pierre, from James, a lot of the guys. I mean, too many to mention right now. Superb racing on track. Excellent etiquette, which is a far cry from a lot of the online racing that I've been involved in, where guys like to dive bomb into a corner. They bump you off track and they don't care. They couldn't give a coconut. And the result is
coconuts, guys, we love it.
There you go. And the result is that it makes for some more thrilling racing, because instead of it being an all-out brawl for the finish, it's all about the finesse, and it's all about the skill, as opposed to who gets the hardest hit to bump them off track.
100%.
And I'm hoping that kind of etiquette can continue to be prevalent in season 4. I really am, because I think it's going to make for some very fine racing to come as well.
No, awesome. Stephen, we really appreciated your efforts with us, specifically with yourself and myself in the commentary box. And Ashley did start the show to say that this was supposed to be a once-off thing. Meanwhile, there he is right next to me running our Roundup show. So all I can say is, Stephen, thank you so much for your efforts, and we definitely will get chatting for season 4. And Ross, we see that Ross has just joined us. Oh, I hear a Mrs. Cat in the background.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Steve. Thank you for your input.
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
See you guys soon.
Stephen, thank you so much. We'll definitely chat soon. Okay, Ross, you are live. Whoa. Hold on. Slow down.
And it looks like he's in a public area at the moment.
Where's your mask, Ross?
I am, yeah. I'm out on the streets. I'm out on the town in Edinburgh.
With no mask?
How's it going, guys?
Don't you know that COVID is prevalent in the world?
We had to wear masks inside. I've got mine.
Okay. Fair enough. We're allowed that. So Ross, we just wanted to catch up with you quickly. With you being the only Scotsman in our community, and as you said, you're in Edinburgh, but you've made yourself very much at home here at SARCO, and we just wanted to hear from you. What is it about SARCO that keeps you with us?
I think it's you. It's you, Dylan. So like all of the work that you put into Organising
man.
everything, all of the effort and attention you put into the streams. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, 100%.
Yep.
You're just making me
Hello?
blush. I'm feeling a bit warm.
Yep. No, it is you, man. Like, it's so much. There's so much. I think what some of the thing that people don't realize, I think, is like how much work goes on behind the scenes, and yeah, it's hugely appreciated. And I think I've stayed around because, yeah, I think you operate SARCO as a democracy. I think that's like it's great to see that we've got a say in like how we go about racing, and that was always after some kind of close and fair racing. And yeah, I remember that I think we first raced. I think it was like the Formula.
It was that Formula Rookie around
It was just like an
Knockhill.
open lobby, and like I remember it was my first experience of like fair, clean racing. And you can hear me?
Yeah, 100%.
You remember that? And yeah, just like ever since, I think I've really enjoyed that sense of like fair competition, and yeah, long may it continue.
No, awesome, Ross. Well, we definitely will. And we know that because you've spent some time with us South Africans, we know that you've learned a few Afrikaans words. What is your favorite Afrikaans word that you've learned?
There's many to choose from, Dylan, but I think my favorite has to be, and I'm not going to pronounce this right, but I'll give it a go. It's Pickaween, which for those of you that don't know is Afrikaans for penguin, which is my favorite marine animal.
Pickaween is very close, but the way you say it is Pickaween. So Ross,
Don't worry about it.
But hold on. In Ross's defense, guys, is we know that he did date a South African girl to get himself some street cred within the community. But we see with another Mrs. Cat in the background there.
I can neither confirm nor deny. What you're intimating.
We just leave it there. My word.
All right, no, awesome. Ross, thank you so much for that. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule. It looks like the sun's still up there. That's pretty crazy. So
Lovely. It's always nice here. Right. Cheers, guys. Thanks, Dash. Thanks,
cheers,
Dylan.
Ross. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Ross. Thank you.
Okay, guys, so we have now got to the part of the evening where, why is this not on? There we go. Where we now get to talk about the final places of where each of the drivers had finished off in their the championships. So just want to make sure that this is up and running. There it is there. Okay, cool. So guys, we are multitasking here. So actually, I think what we can do is we can just get Jake's in the lobby while we get this ready.
Sure, I've invited him in. I wonder if Alex will be joining us tonight. Have you heard any confirmation from him?
Unfortunately, I haven't really heard from Alex. I did try and get him to respond to some of our messages, but we know that he is in Norway, so unfortunately he hasn't responded.
He's probably down in the docks welding some chips together.
My Jakes!
Hello, Daryl, can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Okay, excellent.
How's it, Jakes?
Hello, Ash, how are you doing?
Good, thanks, and you?
Good.
So, my Jakes, the reason
You
we
sound like you...
yeah, carry on there, carry on.
Sorry, carry on. I just wanted to find out, do you have a little bit of bubble lust from the other night?
I was hoping you would not bring that up. Yes, Tuesday morning was not nice for me, but I've learned my lesson. and that will never happen again.
And Jakes, the Mamba team
I
boss,
must say,
grounded
Jake,
you.
was the most.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
That was most entertaining.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
No, listen, we all had a little bit of a laugh there, Jakes, but it definitely no worries there. So guys, we just want to get this up quickly. So Jakes, the reason we got you in is we're talking about the V8, the V6 Began Trophy Cup that we were running on a Sunday, and we haven't really got the results up. But things got quite hot and heated near the end of the season. So just in terms of the final position, so Jakes, you're not going to be able to see the screen as we transition across to get those points up, but we'll essentially just start with the top 10. So we had Robert Stoltz finishing in 10th place with Tyler Scott ahead of Robert in 9th. We had Connor Alexander, who was in 6th place with 8th, with Ronaldo in 7th. Marius, he finished off in 6th with Andrew in 5th, so that's Andrew Ambrosioni. Craig finished in 4th, that's 4 points behind Dylan Hall, with me having missed the last race due to the wonderful bronchitis, which leaves 2nd and 1st with a difference of only 2 points at the end of the season. And my Jakes, unfortunately, Alex is the champion.
Okay, no, yes and no. Congratulations to Alex there.
So I would have
yeah,
loved to have had
close.
Alex here, but essentially it was that round number 6 where you had that massive crash and the disconnect in terms of the retirements, I should have said, that's essentially what it cost you that place. So we have a new SARCO champion that now joins the reins as top.
Oh well, okay, no, excellent to Alex. Yes, I'm very happy for him.
So yeah, definitely a crazy
Yeah,
season. Really
Jakes, I was in that
Yep.
final race. We
Sorry, Ashley, you broke up there. Carry on.
no, you carry on, Dylan.
No, go for it. Go for it.
I was saying I was in the last race with you, Jakes, and you were leading the entire race, and until I think it was the second last lap, where you had a bit of a mishap, and I think you also ran out of fuel. So it was a close season, even down to the last race.
Yes, actually, I couldn't get the last part what you said there, but yes, the whole season of the Megans was very close. There was a few mishaps of disconnections off the road experiences, those kind of things that is going to happen in racing, and we want just have to accept that. That is racing. It's just the internet connection that is also playing a big part in the results at the end of the day, but hopefully that issues will be sorted out very quickly. But I still thoroughly enjoyed it. Every championship that I race in, I enjoy thoroughly, and just make sure that I don't take it too seriously, and realize that it is mostly it is for fun. That is the whole thing here, and the friendships that we make through all these races, the new people that we meet, people that I've never even met eye to eye, only through online racing, huge friends. I can only imagine what old Flom is looking like. But even him, and Marius, I'm gonna meet next month for the first time. That's also gonna be awesome. I don't know if Dylan might say something about that, but
we will. We will.
I enjoyed it thoroughly. Thanks a lot, Dylan, for organizing all these things.
Jakes, it is absolutely a pleasure, and we have had the opportunity to meet each other face to face with Andrew, but I think before that we had been racing together for possibly like 4 years and had never met.
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
No, awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Jakes, thank you so much. A great season. So 2 members on the podium, myself and Jakes. A great rivalry there, and unfortunately for Craig, 4 points is what you missed your podium by. Sorry for you. Better luck next time.
Absolutely.
All right, Jakes. Thank you so much. So, Ashley, we're going to be moving on now to the Monday night. Or did I have that right? I'm sure it was the Monday now. Yes, Monday night, a Bravo tier.
Sorry, Dylan, I accidentally put my mic on mute, but I have invited the guys in, and they should be joining us shortly. Yeah, so what I was saying was a fantastic race there with Jakes and Alex in the last race, and yeah, it's always good to see good, close, competitive racing right to the end.
Andrew?
Can you hear me?
Yep,
Hello?
I can hear you.
There you go.
Yeah, you guys are back.
Don't know what's happened with Andrew's preview. Was it preview my camera? Then we have
Brando?
Then we have Brandon. Andrew, Ambrosioni, are you able to hear us?
No, I don't think he's in the lobby yet.
So it says on the live stream there's an incoming video call from him.
But maybe we can start with Brandon.
100%. So, guys, I am just going to cover your faces just for the moment, just to run through the top 10 of the. This is the Group A Bravo tier, and as you can see, a massive field that ended up entering through the likes of 26 drivers in total entered into this tier. We did have the likes of the BRM racing guys, the likes of Marius Jacobs, Richard Burner here joined us, as well as Rolf Racing. We did have some guys that had to unfortunately pull out of the season due to other circumstances.
Hello.
Andrew, we can hear you.
We got you.
We got you. But a really, really close field. You can see starting in 10th place, that is Marius Jacobs from BRM Racing, joined us with only 5 races to go and still managed to get himself up there. We then had Terry Wilfred. He got himself into a 9th position with Hugh Boucher, the fellow Black Mamba. He finished in 8th place with Ryan, who we all know him as Sarge. On the controller, finished in the 7th place overall. Tyler Scott, he finishes in a 6th with Robert Stoltz this time, beating Tyler this time round, and Peter Brandt getting himself up into 4th place. Then we had the likes of the 2 Andrews and Brandon, and it came down to the last race, where we had Brandon DeSantos managing to beat Andrew at the end there and putting himself up into 2nd place. So let's just start off with you, Andrew Ambrosioni. A 3rd place for you, but really a great season for you. And I think if you had some more time on the track, it definitely would have changed those results slightly. Andrew, can you hear us? Because we're not hearing.
We can hear him.
Yeah, I'm not hearing him coming through.
Hi,
Then I just want to say that.
There we go.
Yes,
Yeah,
there you
okay,
go.
Andrew, we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Andrew, we can hear you now. Go for it. Nope. Oh, there it's gone. So, Brandon, let's just jump onto you. You didn't race the first race.
Hello?
How's it, Andrew? Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
I can't hear you guys. I don't know what's going on here.
Just check on the. Oh, I suppose if you can't hear us, if I say just check on the bottom, you might have just muted the sound.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what he's done somehow.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Not a problem. Brandon, we'll start off with you. Is that you joined as a substitute driver, that we managed to get you a spot in that the race, and you literally jumped on the scene. I think you got yourself in the podium in your first race.
Yeah, I did get a podium on the first race. So I was really chuffed about that. I wasn't expecting to get anywhere near the podium. But yeah, it was good racing.
No, 100%. And you still on a controller, is that correct?
Yes.
So, Andrew Horn, how do you feel about Brandon DeSantos chasing you down with a controller?
I think he did an awesome job, an absolutely awesome job all season long. And I know you were complaining, Brandon, with some of the sudden direction changes on some of the tracks, that wasn't so easy on the controller. But I think you did a great job. Absolutely fantastic. Well done, bud.
Thank you.
And he was also one of the only guys that were driving in the BMW, and which was a fairly tricky car to drive, and it was underpowered. So, yeah, big ups to you, Brandon. You did a fantastic job.
Thank you.
No, awesome, man. Congratulations to your second place overall. Andrew, are you able to hear us now? So guys, so we still can't hear Andrew, so let's go to you, Andrew Horn. Your first championship from the beginning in the Bravo tier, but you definitely had an absolute fantastic season and ended up taking your first SARCO championship.
Yeah, Dylan, I'm chuffed. You know, I think, I don't know, somehow I clicked with that
I can't hear
for
you.
whatever
I
reason.
can hear you on my computer, so I don't know if you're getting this.
Yeah, Andrew, so we're hearing that, but you're obviously hearing that through the stream, so it is coming back very delayed. Okay, so we'll have to go back to Andrew Horn. Yeah, it's a fantastic season for you there.
Yeah, no, I clicked with that Merc for whatever strange reason we had, and it just worked. And as I say, you know, it's only the sort of second season I've done in Project Cars. I think I did half of the previous one. So, as Terry sort of touched on, coming from proper circuit racing to this, you do lose a bit of that feel that you're used to, and getting the feel for that. You know, I haven't done any sim racing before this, so it's a very big learning curve, and I think you have to be sort of millimeter precise on the sim racing. You know, on a circuit you can still scrabble around a couple of meters off an apex, but not so much on the PlayStation. So it's been a big learning curve, and I think it's good.
I think also Project Cars does not like that the cars being on the curbs. I think that's just a given. And if you're on a hairpin, you can take a little bit of the inside curb, but definitely running wide. Oh man, that car's being. You don't know whether it's going to spit you left or spit you right, but generally it's spitting you into a wall somewhere.
Yeah, for sure. And I think you know, that's something that's very. It teaches you to be very precise. You know, sort of turning in too late, that sort of thing. It's really good from that point of view. And I think, as somebody said, I can't remember who it was, but the concentration is fairly intense. It's quite hectic.
Yeah, 100%. Brandon, I just want to come back to you quickly. Was there a reason why you chose the BMW?
Yeah, I chose the BMW just because it was easier to rotate. Through the tighter sections, it's much easier to control with the controller, so I can get the car rotated. That was the main issue I was having.
Okay, were you
just the rotation?
You were genuine. So does that mean that you were on a loose setup to help that rear come around?
Most of the tracks I was on a loose setup. I was on a stable setup when we went to Watkins Glen. And then for the second race, I changed to a loose setup, which was a big mistake because then I couldn't keep the car on the track anymore.
No, 100%. And just to finish off, yeah, sorry, who's that?
I can hear you now. I
That's
can hear you now.
fantastic. Okay, cool.
Hey, lekker.
But I still don't know how to put my camera on.
So there's a little button that's got a little recorder on it. If you push that button, it will turn that camera on. It looks like a camcorder.
No,
Okay,
can't find it.
What I
But never
Right
mind.
at the bottom, it'll pop up.
What I
So I
forget
didn't get
is,
any
yeah.
questions.
Okay, so sorry, Andrew. Is that what we wanted to say? Is that I think with a little bit more track time, is that the results may have been different. But the BMW over the Merc is that you went with the Merc. Was there a reason you chose that Merc?
I think it was just something that I'd driven before and was just a little bit more comfortable. But then it definitely caught me out a bit in terms of I never knew whether to use the loose or the stable setup. But yeah, ultimately in this game, you need to practice if you're going to be up there. Brandon made a phenomenal job on that BMW. I don't know how he kept that thing going throughout the season. So well done, Brandon. And to have Andrew up front on that Merc, he was like a scalpel, as I said before. So well done.
No, awesome.
Thank
Guys,
you.
thank you very
Thank
much.
you guys again
Thank
for
you
all
for
the
a great
racing. It was
season,
good.
man. Cool.
We can't wait for the next one, Dill.
It's coming. You'll see. It's coming. All right, guys, thank you very much. Let's
Thank you.
get the alpha tier guys in here. So that would be Jakes, Morris, and Christopher. And oh man, did we have an absolute crack of a final in the Group A's.
Yeah, absolutely, Dylan. And I think you need to mention to everybody how many viewers we had at one stage. And it just showed that this Group A driving was, race was some of the most entertaining, I think, of all the other leagues that we were participating in throughout the season.
Yeah, so over the Group A's, the Group A's landed up getting about a 23% more viewership, but we were essentially averaging just over about 400 views per week. But by the time we had got to week 4, all of a sudden we jumped up into the 600s, but then by week 7 we were up into the thousands across both Facebook and YouTube. So just a big thank you to everybody. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come and join us.
Can you guys hear me?
Jakes,
I can hear you.
can hear you loud and clear.
Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Christopher, we hear you.
Christopher, your
Flat
screens have frozen, so I don't know what it looks on your side from my screen.
Okay, guys, we will be just covering your faces momentarily, just while we have a look at what happened here in the Alpha tier. So starting at the bottom, we did have Craig and Duppy who pulled out of the series. We then had Ronaldo who joined us for one race down in 16th place. We did promote Troy up into a 15th place with there being that extra spot for him, and he joined his teammate for Shake and Baker, Stephen, who finished off in 10th. Pierre, new to the season, new to the SARCO Championship, he finished off in 14th place. Ross, he had alternative motives later on in the season, so while he was sitting well up in the middle there, he dropped down. We had a member of the Chasing Beaver who qualified in the Alpha tier, put himself 12th overall. Dirkie, who joined us like 3 races in, he got himself up into 11th place with Stephen in 10th. Sly Pete, also very new to the online racing, joined us just as COVID hit, managed to qualify himself up in the Alpha tier, finished off in 9th. Shane finished off in 8th place with Marshall Steve DeFlum in 7th place. Ashley, 6th place. One of the races that Ashley did, he landed up commentating while he was driving, so that was pretty interesting. We had Alex, also a newcomer, who won the V6 Trophy McGann Cup there. He got himself in 5th. Gerard, he finished in 4th place overall. You can see 84 points behind the likes of Jakes, who finished off in 3rd, with Marius missing out that 1st place by 9 points, and Christopher taking this championship 9 points clear. But guys, all we can say is it came down to the last race. Absolutely a fantastic stage that we had set up there. And it was unfortunately a touch in the last heat between Christopher and Jakes, which then allowed Marius to get those points. Jakes had to retire, and that put Marius in second place. So, Jakes, I know that would not have been the result that you wanted, but I'm pretty sure you were happy with the overall results.
Yes, absolutely, Dylan. Very happy with the results at the end. Just unfortunate for the second last race where me and Christopher DC'd couldn't get points on that evening. I think it was on the second race, and then on the last race, on the last evening, when we had the first race, we had a good tussle between the two of us, and then on the last race of the championship, me and Christopher, I was trying to keep myself ahead of him. He won the first race, and I was trying to win the second race, and we just went too hot into that fast left-hander, and we had to come together, and I had to basically retire there.
Yeah.
And gave Marius the second place there, and but yes, what an awesome season I had in the Merc. What a phenomenal car. It made for such close racing between me, Christopher, and Marius. Every time we raced against each other, and I enjoyed it thoroughly.
No,
and
awesome.
well done to the well done to Christopher and Marius for the podium there as well.
Okay, Morris, we're going to come to you. I think there was great reflexes there. So, Morris, you did come into the last race being in third place, knowing that you were going to Sonoma, not a track that the Ford would have been normally picked for, but you definitely stuck it out and took it to those green numbers.
Yeah, well, seeing as it was the last race, I had to, give Christopher and Jakes a go as hard as I can. It's very unfortunate that they disconnected. That was kind of an anticlimax. That was a pity. And of course, the coming together was also quite a big pity, but that's racing.
Yeah.
But what stands out the most for me was all the battles we had through the season. That was the best of everything. It was great.
No, 100%. Great race. And Morris, is that just watching the comments with people saying they were like really just rooting for the Cosworth, like rooting for the Cosworth being the underdog. Meanwhile, it was the most powerful car, so it was quite a nice play of wanting the underdog to win, but in the other side, but you don't want the fastest car to win because the fastest doesn't always win.
For sure, as you know. Yeah, I know the Ford was quite a challenge, but I knew if I could, get the hang of it, it will have an advantage at certain places. So, but it was fun. It was more fun to drive. The car sideways all the time and stuff like that. It was just awesome.
No, 100%.
Great.
Then Christopher, definitely the closest contested championship that you've been in, but you did manage to come at top there. Just take us through some of the racing.
Yeah, absolutely. Firstly, just throughout the whole season, the racing's been so close. It's absolutely phenomenal. You're on edge every single race. Any small mistake means that you're going to finish far down the order. And the racing was really close, and not just the three of us up front. We always had a group of cars behind us. I think even in the last race there was about 5 or 6 cars right behind us. The guys really did a good job in this championship, and it was really good, close, hard racing.
Yep.
Once or twice we had 1 or 2 contacts throughout the season, but you are racing absolutely on edge. You're giving it everything you can, and there's millimeters between you, and sometimes it's lag, sometimes you do touch, and sometimes those things happen. But the racing this season's been absolutely incredible. and I can't fault anyone, anything. It was absolutely awesome, and I can't wait for more of the same.
No, 100%. So just to touch on some of that racing that you mentioned. So between Marshall, Shane, and Peter, between those three, so we're talking between 6th, 7th, and 8th place, there was 6 points between those three. That's how close that middle field essentially was at the end there.
Yeah, absolutely. It just shows the racing was so close, and like I say, throughout the whole season, there was just cars all over, and there's always racing somewhere. Those cars were really awesome to drive, and the difference with the Ford and the Merc, it really, some tracks played in favor of the Ford, and some tracks played in favor for the Mercedes-Benz, and it was phenomenal to try and outdrive the Fords in some places where you had to just carry momentum through a corner, try and get the best out of the car where some places you wouldn't be doing if it wasn't for the Ford being there.
Yeah, no, 100%. I couldn't agree with you anymore. So guys, thank you very much. Great season. We are going to move on to the Formula Renaults. We are going to start with the Bravo tier. So guys, just get ready and we'll get you in. But then to Christopher, Morris and Jakes, guys, thank you so much. It was extremely entertaining and we couldn't have asked for any better racing. Thank you very much.
Thanks guys.
I want to thank all the guys that we race with. It's absolutely awesome. And you, Dylan, and all the guys behind the scenes. Thanks a lot, man.
And your pleasure, Morris. Cheers, man. Bye-bye.
Much. Great.
So, guys, we're now moving on to the Thursday night. This is the Formula Renault 3.5 V8 series. While the guys just get into the lobby, let's just bring up those points so we can see how the championship essentially finished off there. Just looking, you can see 24 drivers had entered within the Bravo tier. And we can see starting from down in 16th place, where essentially some of the points start coming in. We had the likes of the BRM Racing guys as they end up putting in 2 teams. Troy, he down in 18th place, he was promoted up into the Alpha tier, so really great there for him. Memo, he struggled with this car this year. But did do a much better job in the BMW. Alvain didn't really race much with us, unfortunately, work commitments coming in. And then Terry down in 13th place. We then had Donovan racing for the substitute, but he was down in 12th. Johan VDV, he joined us also not right in the beginning of the season, missed a couple of races. He put himself in 11th place. Peter Brandt, he finished off in 10th place with Andrew Horn having won the Group A. He finished down in 9th. Dane started off really strong in 8th position in the season, so finished off in 8th, but started really strong. Robert Stoltz down in 7th place, this time Robert behind Tyler. Paul Fenter, he finished off in 6th place with Tyler in 5th. And Pierre had an absolute cracker of the start of the season, but was absolutely plagued with disconnects. So he unfortunately finished down in 4th place. And in 3rd place, we had Colin from Daycol Racing finishing in 3rd. Vaughan, once he got his wheel, he absolutely went from strength to strength, finished off in 2nd place. And Peter Heidemann, the winner, in 1st position. So we'll start off with you, Pierre, is that you definitely had the pace up front, but plagued with disconnections. There was times where yourself and Peter were trading places, but unfortunately finishing down in 4th.
That was teamwork.
Yeah.
That was teamwork.
Yeah, look, I must admit, the open wheelers are a bit of a handful, something to get used to. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was fantastic racing with everybody. I know in practice time, me and Pete were always very close in time and things like that. But when it came to the racing, especially when Dylan said 2 minutes ago, guys. My flipping heart nearly jump out my chest. It's nerve-wracking in most of the times. Yeah, I had two DCs unfortunately and one retirement. Broke the car. But it was fantastic. Enjoyed every moment. Sometimes a bit frustrating when you get it wrong, but yeah, it was fantastic. It was really, really good. I can't wait for the new season to arrive, so we can get right back into it.
No, 100% stick around. We will definitely be doing that. And how's it, yo? Colin, how are you doing? A third place for you overall. Take us through your season.
How's it, guys?
Are you good? Did you hear my comment there?
Yeah, I did. No, I think I missed that one. I'm trying to work out my camera.
Okay, so your camera is working. We're saying third place overall for you. Being able to stick one over your teammates, and I'm sure that you can add some salt into those wounds as the evening goes on. But a third place for you overall. Great result.
Yeah, look. We have to throw a bit of salt. Being in the teammate game, that's the way it is. And then we are linked to our family wise.
Yep.
So that makes it more interesting.
Wrong button. Sorry, guys. Apologies. All of a sudden, the faces got really big. So we'll move on to you. It's Brandon Vaughan. I'm joking. How's it? So second place for you. You did have a very late charge in the season, but you went from strength to strength. We saw some absolutely fantastic overtakes that you were doing, but some really great racing in this Renault.
Luckily, the Renault is
Pierre, can you just turn your mic off there? Sorry, Pierre, we're getting feedback from your screen there.
Dylan, if you just right click on Pierre's picture, and you can actually mute it yourself.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, Pierre. There we go.
That'll help you.
Yeah, there we go. Done. Sorry, Pierre. We'll get you back shortly.
Cool. You guys hear me?
There we go. Sorted. Thank you.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think the open wheeler, something I'm used to, and with the Formula Vs that we've been racing. So, yeah, it was a bit of a slow start to the season. Coming in with a remote, it's very, very challenging to race with the remote against the guys with the wheel. So, once I got the steering wheel, it took me a race or two just to get into it, and then then I think I was there. I had a couple of good races with Pete up in front, and I think I finished off the season with a good win. I finished, I think I lapped up to 4th place or 5th place in the last race. So I was pretty chuffed with myself, and it was good fun, good season, and looking forward to the next one.
No, awesome. And we definitely know that your mission to be the fastest hills on the planet can definitely happen. Because now we'll see you in the Alpha Tier next season.
Yeah, I think my brother's still a season or two up on me on online racing. So online, he's still the fastest heels on the planet. But when it comes to SWAT Corps on the 13th of September, that's
I'll make sure that I get myself there to witness that. And then we'll go to you, Pete. We had a few frantic calls pre-lockdown, like how do I get involved? This is what I need to do. You're on controller, then all of a sudden you raced one race with us. A week later, you were building a rig, got a rig, and then you're racing, and now you're winning championships.
Yeah, sorry, I can't hear you. Like, I think it's my mic that's playing up here. Yeah, got into it also till about halfway through lockdown, also with that remote. Just had a lot of fun with you guys. Yeah, middle lockdown, got myself a wheel, and I think I'm okay.
As are we all. As are we all. Right, guys, thank you so much. Appreciate the time that you put in racing with us at SARCO. We'll definitely see you guys in the next season, but stick around. We will be getting to that shortly. Apologies, we are running a little bit later than expected. But to
thanks to you, Dil.
Peter, Colin, Pierre, and Vaughan, thanks so much, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks,
Thanks for everything.
Cool.
Well done.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Great racing.
Congratulations.
Cheers, bye.
Cheers.
Ciao, ciao.
Okay, guys, so now we do go on to the Alpha tier. And from there, we are getting ever closer to what's going to be happening in the new season coming up very, very shortly. So while we get the new guys in, we can just run through what happened in the final results. So in 16th place, saying that Troy was promoted, he finished off in 16th behind his teammate for Shake and Bake, that is Stephen. Sean van der Linde, he joined us, but unfortunately, due to him not being well, was not able to enter the entire season. Connor finished down in 13th place for Yugi's Finest, had an absolute cracker start to the season. Ronaldo, he finished off in 12th place. Some great battles through the field there for him, but unfortunately not being able to convert those. Lendl had an absolute disaster. Lendl had so much pace, but through disconnections and a few moments there, he unfortunately finished down in 11th place. Marshall finished off in 10th place. Gavin as well had lots and lots of pace, but I think it was, if I remember correctly, 3 times where he touched the curb, put it into the wall, and that ended his race there. But we are definitely going to be looking forward to seeing him. Ashley, who finished off in 8th place with Alex in a 7th position. Craig for Yugi's Finest up into 5th place with Marius Craig in 6th. Marius was in 5th. Then Jake's in 4th place. 4 points behind Ross, and the reason we got you in here was because of the domination of the Green Mambas, and then Ross managed to get himself a 3rd overall. Brandon finished off in 2nd place, and then Christopher taking the win there, but 192 points and a perfect season, 8 races, 8 wins. So, Jakes, we'll start off with you. We unfortunately don't have Ross, but it was that last race once again where you had some difficulties in the race. Ross got an absolute great result, and he was able to get himself ahead of you in the podium, unfortunately.
Yes, Dylan. Like I've told Christopher, the open wheelers, I don't understand them. It's quite difficult for me to drive those things. Hats off to the guys that is doing good with those cars. The coconuts is big there. But I also had some great fights with Ashley also, and but all in all, I still enjoyed it very much. And I'm just glad that if it wasn't for my teammate, the Green Mambas wouldn't have done good here. So Christopher, well done, buddy. You've done excellent here.
That's right.
And to the other guys on the podium as well, very, very well done, Brandon.
Cheers, thanks.
No, also, I see Brandon wearing the colors of Mangaza Racing. Very, very nice there. So, Brandon, so both yourself and your brother getting yourself a 2nd overall. This is your your first full season, because you didn't quite have the full season of the V8s, but now you're joining us from the beginning, and you get yourself a 2nd overall.
Yeah, it was good fun. As Morris was saying, these open wheelers were just tough to drive. If you didn't have patience, you made a mistake. If you were too fast, you made a mistake. It was just mistakes all over the place. But very, very fun to drive, and I think, as I said earlier, the concentration levels in these cars were just maximum the whole time, the whole 40 minutes. I think there was a race in the beginning at Nürburgring where Christopher did perfectly. He just hung behind me, had the undercut on the pit stop, and that was it. Couldn't pass him, couldn't beat him. And yeah, just hats off to all the guys that raced. If to finish a race there was difficult. I mean, a lot of guys just needed to finish to get in the points, and it was tough to do that. And yeah, Christopher, just unknown, man. I don't know how you do it, but well done. Very, very well done.
Thanks, bud.
And then, yes, Christopher, an absolute perfect season. That was 8 races, 8 wins. But it wasn't all easy sailing. Is that you did have lots and lots of battles in the first parts of most of those races. But then it all did come to you in the end there.
Yeah, absolutely. First race, I think the first 3 races, I didn't even qualify in the top 3. I battled the bits with the qualifying in the beginning. I battled to get to grips with the car in the beginning. But like Brandon says, concentration is so important with online racing. And it's one of the biggest differences from racing to online racing is how much more you have to concentrate, because you don't feel the movement of the car. You're just using the steering wheel, and that's the only feedback you're really getting, a little bit from the pedals. So your concentration levels are so much higher because of that. And luckily I've learned throughout the years of racing that concentration is so crucial and important, that it helped me a lot, and I learned a hell of a lot in this car as well. And yeah, just concentrating made me win, and pace was pretty much on par with everyone. Yep. Don't think there was any track where I was really much quicker than anyone. Just that the consistency is what counted, and that was that. But it's great to see a bunch of new guys coming through that are very, very quick, and it's just exciting for the new season coming up to have them coming through the ranks.
100%, and again, can't agree with you anymore. Is that the racing is just becoming so much closer, and I think with what we have in store for the next season, I think it's going to get even closer. So really looking forward to that. So guys, thank you very much once again. A great season, and may the fastest heels in the planet win.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Cool.
Cheers, guys.
Right, guys. So
cheers, thank you.
We are now getting to the point now where we are getting ever so closer to what the new season is going to look like. We'll just start moving on now. Is unfortunately we did have a special event lined up where we wanted to speak to the guys from L&R, where we have moved over to Assetto Corsa, where this was an opportunity for us to get a new game, go and challenge some of the communities out there. We did put a challenge out to the guys at SimGrid with David Perel and his team there, but unfortunately they were not ready for console racing just yet. But we'll definitely keep an eye on them. So the guys from Logistical Nightmare Racing, they've called us out. So this coming Sunday, we will be racing against them. Sean Buck has allowed us to go and race against his community. We know that there are a couple of drivers that race between both L&R as well as here in SARCO. We wanted to just chat to them about what the importance is of getting the communities integrated and racing together. So we'll definitely have to pick that up with Sean once he does get some more time in his diary. Unfortunately, he is racing this evening. It was an oversight from his side. But what's going to be happening is that we are going to be having 2 times 20-minute races against the L&R guys. They have chosen the Zolder track, and we will be racing at Kalami. So that will be 2 20-minute races. So we're really looking forward to that. The team has been announced. That was done on a qualifying that was done last week Sunday, or this previous Sunday, where we had 19 guys that had entered, and we have taken the top 10 that will go through. So Ashley, I don't know if you're able to just invite the guys that we wanted to chat to So that was Scott, Christopher, Marius, and Shane. But that team that will be representing the SARCO team will be Jakes, Shane, Peter, the two Andrews, Yaku, who's Mad Max, who is once again able to join us now that he doesn't have the clashing issues that was experienced through Project Cars. Marius, Christopher, Scott, and myself. We did have Theo, who is one of those drivers that races at both LNR as well as SARCO, and unfortunately the LNR guys have scooped him up, so he will be racing there. So we do have you back once again, Christopher. Just wanted to see if Shane is still on. Guys, I know that we are running late, so apologies for that. So if you are in bed, we do understand. But we'll just give them a minute or so. So while we're waiting for them to come in, Christopher, let's just chat to you quickly. Just there, okay, they start coming.
So, Christopher, I think what are your the new game Assetto Corsa that's come out? How are you finding it?
It's absolutely phenomenal. It really is a brilliant game. It's a more simulation than a game. The feel from the track, from the cars, is absolutely incredible, and the setup is out of this world. It really is involved. It really does relate straight back to the car and what you would do in real life. Where in Project Cars 2, there are a few differences. Over from the new Assetto Corsa competition, and it just really is a phenomenal game. And yeah, I'm looking forward to doing some racing, both on console and on the PC. And yeah, just can't wait to get racing.
I think for me the biggest thing, not only the simulation part of it, but the sound, it's just unbelievable. You put those headsets on and you really feel like you're inside a racing car.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember last year I was there watching the 9 hour, and one of the first times I played the game, I was just in the pits in a little practice session with a bunch of other cars, and hearing the cars come past, it literally sounded like I was there alongside the track.
Fantastic.
Scott, we know that this is very late and very past your bedtime, so thank you very much, boy, for being still awake, and a big thank you to your dad for allowing you to still be awake. So guys, Scott has qualified for the team, and he qualified just behind me. So we did have Theo, who qualified on the top spot, myself in second place, and then Scott in third. Scott, just tell the guys out there how old you are.
I'm turning 13 at the end of the year, so I'm 12.
So
wow.
Just to put things into perspective, guys, we have Scott, who's almost 12, beating and out-qualifying some of our current SARCO champions and making the team on Assetto Corsa. So my hat, sir, comes off to you.
Thank you.
So Scott, just in terms of joining us, and I know that we say that you've now joined the SARCO team, and you're officially the youngest member. What is it like being part of SARCO and now being brought in a bigger team to take on another club?
It's so far it's been fantastic, and yeah, just going to get racing on Sunday. And yeah, thank you for letting me join the team, and yeah, thanks to everyone who participated in the trials, and yeah.
No, awesome. And let's just go to you, Shane. Is that you were the 10th person, you just got into the cutoff, and you were saying that you weren't really sure that you should be here, but we're saying you should be here. What are you going to do in the preparation now going forward? Because I'm actually setting you up for an answer here.
Yeah, I was actually on that trials. I was doing it on the base setup. I think it's that safe setup that you can choose, because I don't have a setup, and I don't know. I didn't feel good. I think it was the last heat. I did a good time. I think that I just snuck it in there. But yeah, I have to go back to drawing board and probably just get a setup or something. Yeah, so I'm happy, very happy. I actually qualified. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
No, 100%.
It's not gonna be easy, but it's gonna be fun.
And the thing that I love about this is that this is when you start seeing the community now coming together and helping each other. And Christopher, I know that you've been very influential in terms of like, we still have to make that shirt. Like, guys, how's the setup? Is that you're so free to give a setup, as well as Marius, myself also try and help with setups. But it's now is that when you start getting a team together that you start sharing, and this is how people start learning. So this is for me why it's important that SARCO has a team and we go and take on those other communities.
Absolutely. Yeah, especially in times like these. I mean, well, the likes of all of us, it's a very new game. We were very involved in Project Cars 2 for most of the time that this game has been out in our championship. So we haven't done much racing on Assetto Corsa at all. So to go against someone like LNR, it's a huge community, and yeah, we've got to all come together and try and get our setups as fast as possible, and try and win on Sunday.
No, 100%. And then just the last comment goes to you, Scott, is that on Sunday you have asked if you could change your car to pink. And by all means, boy, that we'd like you to do that. And as I mentioned, that I will be putting some pink on my car. And that is just so that to show yourself and your family, as to your mother, that we are thinking about her through this time. And the whole community is behind you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So thank you very much. We unfortunately we won't be able to stream the race coming this Sunday, but we'll definitely figure out ways to do it. But now we can move on to what's happening in the next coming season. So guys, thank you very much. Jump onto the YouTube channel. You can see what's going to be happening. Thank you, guys. Cheers.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
guys. Cheers.
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 So-
It's so good, Dylan, was seeing a community coming together so nicely, and the young guys coming up the ranks and showing us, old buddies, how it's done. And that's what we want to see. We want to see more people join. We want to see younger drivers. We want to see the talent out there come and take on the best. And guys, if you are watching this, please check out our website. Check out our Facebook page. We want you to join us and and just come have fun and just come meet the guys and hope to see you soon.
100%. And I must say is I don't think that everybody kind of realized that they obviously would see Scott on the track, knowing that he's pickle, see the comments, but actually not understand he is 12 years old. And there he is.
I didn't realize.
That's the point.
I didn't realize it myself. That's the first time I've actually. That's crazy. That's crazy.
So,
and he obliterated most of the guys on the track. And a couple of times I thought, who's this guy? He just goes flying past me. And I tell you, I now know that I got a lot of work to do to keep up.
So talk about the youngsters coming up from behind, man. Oh my goodness, it's coming. They are coming.
Yeah.
So Scott is officially our youngest member, and once my son just wants to properly race and join, and that so we will have the 8-year-old, but so Scott is currently our youngest member. So absolutely crazy, absolutely blew my mind. Okay, let's talk new seasons.
We've been waiting for. Waiting for.
Sorry guys, it sounds like I'm losing my signal. Oh no.
Yeah.
Okay, so after us doing a couple of rounds of surveys, and I just want to thank everybody for taking the time to do those surveys, because those surveys essentially answer the questions that we want to hear. What are we racing? What are the formats? So that definitely has helped us. In terms of the Monday night, is that we still will be offering the no tuning setup where we will have a 2 times 20-minute race as before, a 5-minute qualifying. We will have the first heat of 20 minutes. The second heat, however, we're going to be changing things up, and the top 6 will do a reverse grid. So we're going to be mixing it up. And I see you're having a bit of a smile there, Ashley.
That helps me out a bit, because I seem to end up the back, or at least 5th or 6th around about midfield. So to be able to start at the front of the field and not have any traffic to get through would certainly help, because I know some of the guys have good race pace, but when it comes to qualifying, sometimes it could be a little bit difficult.
All right, so let's just have a look here. This is what we're going to be doing on a Monday night. And there you have it. It is the Toyota Rocket Bunny GT4 versus the Ginetta GT4. The votes were in. That was what the guys had voted over the closed setup on the GTEs. Ashley, what do you think about that? Ashley?
Sorry, Dylan. I got... sorry, my apologies. Yeah, I was watching the video, and sorry, I got...
it looks like you got drawn in there.
Yeah, drawn in there. I don't know which one to pick from those two. I think I'm inclined to go with Ginetta. I know Terry would probably pick that as well, because I know he's driven the Ginetta around the Portugal track. So yeah, I think we're in for an interesting battle and maybe some close racing. What I find with the set or the default setup is that the guys don't have to necessarily worry about having the right setup for their car on the night. They can just simply, without any, I mean, you obviously have to practice.
You practice the track, but you get in and drive the car.
Yes. And I actually prefer that as well, because I'm terrible when it comes to the setup of the car. And I seem to have much better races in this field. So I'll be definitely taking part in the Monday night action.
So I just want to thank Troy for being a part of that video. Is that he was in the Ginetta and it was me in the Rocket Bunny, and I must say I'd actually choose that Rocket Bunny. In terms of the straight line speed, there's a little bit more speed in the Rocket Bunny, but the Ginetta, hands down, is way more stable through the corners. So I'm almost thinking that we'll definitely see Morris hitting that Rocket Bunny. Or is he going to change and go for something a little bit more stable? Who knows? But
yeah, who knows?
I think it's going to be great. I think the racing's going to be close, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, guys, just remember that the entries for that Monday night race will open on the 20th. So that will be next week, Wednesday. We will open up those entries, and you will be able to enter through the SARCO webpage. Are we ready for the Thursday night?
Let's get it going.
So our Porsche Trophy Challenge will be running on a Thursday night. The votes were in, and I was a little bit on edge there, not quite sure what would happen between Assetto Corsa coming in as well as Project Cars, but the votes came in to say that the guys still wanted to do the Project Cars on the Thursday night, and I'm quite happy about that because we don't have everybody on Assetto Corsa. But Thursday night, we're going to have an absolute cracker. You see that the entries for that will open up this coming Sunday, with the qualifiers starting this next week Thursday. But it will be qualifying in the road-going Porsche GT3. We'll then split into the different tiers, and from there, a Bravo tier will be in the GT4 Porsche, and the Alpha tier in the GT3. Ashley, your thoughts?
Well, we've seen from Assetto Corsa, the guys have been, especially you, Dylan. I noticed you like the Porsche, and it's turned out to be a bit of a Porsche fest there. So this will definitely be interest for most of the guys. We want to see good close racing and everybody in the same sort of cars. I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be another fantastic battle with most of the guys.
So guys, yes, all that information will be up on the website this coming weekend, so you will be able to enter, but don't worry, keep checking the Discord, and we will get those details up there for you. Then that leaves Assetto Corsa, and when will we be racing? Your votes were in. Assetto Corsa will be run on the Sunday afternoons, and this is what it will look like. So there you have it, guys. The entries for the GT Assetto Corsa Challenge will open next week, Tuesday. So you will be able to enter online, and we will be starting this qualifiers that coming Sunday. Lots and lots of racing still to come.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. I'm also looking forward to that. I think look, we won't be able to broadcast yet. It's not available. The broadcasting and camera features or director features are not yet available in the PlayStation 4. We have a look around. So I think it's a great option for the Sunday series. And also, Dylan, that'll give you a chance to race, which is perfect for you because you've been dominating the Assetto Corsa. So you'll be able to share your skills with the SARCO team, so we can improve, everybody's race results there.
No, 100%. Ashley, I just want to say thank you very much for all your help, specifically through NASCAR, as well as your help with some of the initiatives that we're going on. Guys, we do have a huge announcement, but unfortunately that will only come next week once we start getting those promotional videos up. Let's just say that we have secured ourselves a sponsor, and we can't wait to share that information with you. So really looking forward to that news being able to break. Other than that, I think a great season. Thank you once again to VX Gaming, to NASCAR Executive IT, as well as Deliver Your Parcel. Some really great relationships, I suppose, and partnerships have been created. So even though they are not going to be seen as the sponsors, we are still going to be using those services behind the scenes. And yeah, anything you want to add there, Ashley?
Well, thank you, Dylan. Without you, this wouldn't be possible. And I think everyone appreciates all the time and effort that you put in. I don't know, it's tons of hours because I don't know, we've spoken about it many times, and I don't think the viewers actually realize, and the guys don't realize how much effort and time that you put into this. And from everybody else, we want to thank you. And let's carry on and let's make this a success.
No, 100%. Look, if you're only sleeping 4 hours a day, you do find some time to do some other stuff. So, yeah, I cannot wait for next week. And all I can say, guys, is until then,